Hello and welcome to episode 91 of Missle Industries Ford Falcon 351 project. Now in today's episode we're going to unpack my power steering lines. The high pressure line has arrived and so has the low pressure hard line. So it's time to open them all up and see which fittings fit and which fittings won't fit and what I'm going to have to do next to make all of this work. Now I did have some reservations about these pipes shipping in one piece because they are quite long and I would fully expect them to be bent out of shape when they arrive. We'll see, shall we? So far this is looking reasonably promising. I have to open up all of these bags and see what they have to say. But first things first, let's dig into it. Look at all these lines. O-ring and parts bag must be applied on hose ends before installation. So far so good. The power steering box fitting works. Power steering pump fitting works. I've left the O-ring off because there's no need to unpack all of this until I'm actually ready to nip it all up. But that fits in there. So we're 2 for 2 on the fittings so far. Of course the next big question is, can I get any of these fittings to fit in the engine bay when I run the pipe underneath the engine somehow? It's not immediately obvious to me how that's all going to work out. Before I get any more carried away, I should probably unpack the return hard line and make sure it's not kinked irreparably in the middle. It's worth noting that one end of the hard line was poking out of the box when it arrived. Oh, it's a tight, snug fit. There. Low pressure return line. Hard line. Not as bent as I thought. That's good news. There's even a sticker to go with. That's nice. Maybe it goes that way. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Because then my lines are facing the wrong way. It has to go like that. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just not sure. It makes sense if that one had a little bit of a kink in it to kick up to the power steering box. Well, this whole thing's doing nothing. I wonder how many rubber nipples I have left. 1, 2. Yes, this kind of makes sense. So it goes to the power steering box there, under the engine, and then up the other side to the power steering pump. Now, obviously these lines are to suit an XD 6-cylinder, so hopefully they clear my V8. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm only about $165 invested into these hoses, so it won't be the end of the world if I have to get them modified to suit. A complete hose kit to suit the XC power steering pump was going to be about $265 by the time it was shipped. So this way I have some leeway to get fittings modified. Summary time. So we've established that the hard line fits up to both the power steering pump and the power steering box. But what I need to do next is get the car up on axle stands, see how those hard lines go, fitting up to my power steering pump in the position it's in. I suspect I'm going to have some issues, but I'm going to need to try and fit everything into the engine bay to see what I need to do next. One last thing, it'd be a shame to let this perfectly good sticker go to waste. Just add that into my tool chest. Very nice.